Rescaté a George cuando tenía 2 años. No es solo un amigo, es de la familia.
That's an excellent question. He is kind of a shady government operative. He works for something called the other government agency. Sort of a Men in Black guy, but he is a guy that carries a lot of swagger and confidence, and I like to think of him as like the smartest guy in the room, but he also has a wicked sense of humor and is a bit of a smartass, so it all kind of, and a cowboy. A movie like this that's a big popcorn movie that makes you forget about all the shit that's going on in the world. I mean, that's what this is. It's a way for us to disappear and have a good time and laugh, and you may even shed a tear because I think this movie's got a nice little heart in the middle of it. But you'll have a good time. It embraces the ridiculousness of the monster genre, and it runs with it. And if you know that going in, then you're gonna have a great time.
¿Qué le está pasando a mi amigo?
¿Has oído hablar de la edición genética? Los cambios van a ser absolutamente impredecibles.
So Kate is a doctor, she's a geneticist, and she is responsible for coming up with the virus that infects Dwayne Johnson's best friend in the movie, his character's best friend rather, which is the silverback gorilla, and she feels very guilty about it, so she teams up with him in order to find a cure. Yeah, I did. You know, I had to look up what I was saying, so it made sense to me. And also, this whole movie is based around the technology called CRISPR, and that technology actually really exists, so I had to do a bit of research about that, obviously. It's always important for me to play a strong woman, just because, you know, I think that's who we are as women. You know, I think we're incredibly capable and resourceful and resilient and powerful, you know, so I want to show that as much as I possibly can on screen. And I hate the idea of doing an action movie where I'm kind of like the damsel in distress being dragged along by the man, and I love the fact that in Rampage, Kate is Dwayne's character's equal, and she has just as much to offer as he does.
¡Vamos a morir!
¡Probablemente!
No, it came totally naturally. Yes, it was a challenge for sure. It's a very big departure from who I actually am, and that was sort of. There was an auditioning process for me to get the part, and Brad and I had like a work session to see if we could make it happen. And so, yeah, it was interesting trying to find the evil in her and what that would look like, because it's not necessarily a character like the Joker or something that's really out there, so it was finding just the nuance of who she was, but it was so much fun. Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'd like to use that frame. That was such a fun scene. It's one of my favorite scenes that I've ever done.
Es hora de que ataquemos con todo lo que tenemos a esos bichos y evacuemos la ciudad.
Vamos a salvar el mundo.